What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It is Jake here, and we are back kind of with part 3 of our series, No Risk Investments. I might title it something a little bit different, but it's along the same lines, and it's just telling you guys how to invest in SBC fodder. I want to talk about what kind of cards to buy, what kind of patterns to look for, who it's best for, and why it might rise or why it might fall. It should give you insight on everything to know with SBC fodder cards. I hope this will be really helpful for you. If you do like the video, all that I ask is that you like the video. You guys are spamming that likes lately. Let's see if we can get to 200 on this video. That would be amazing, and I'll keep them coming.
Thank you!
If you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, consider subscribing. Make sure you guys have the notification bell on too. I'm going to try to keep doing videos almost every day pretty much when we can with market updates, and it's going to be very current to the active market. So I want to make sure you guys are seeing them in live time so it all makes sense to you guys. Click that little bell thing, that will help you out too. Now let's get into it. What is SBC fodder? SBC fodder is a term some of you guys may know, but it might be new to you too if you're new to trading. SBC fodder refers to cards that are just going to be high in rating, that aren't going to be used. Busquets is a great example of this. He holds no value for gameplay, right? People are not using a 42 pace card. I just hate to say it if you like him, but they're simply not going to use him. People are using him for his 86 rating, and they're throwing him in SBCs. Thiago, he's not a terrible card or anything, but people still are not using them in their team. I don't think I've seen a Thiago all year. Chiellini is another example. So you're seeing quite a few of them already. You're seeing that they're going to be typically low in pace or just not very meta. People are going to use them in SBCs rather than for their team. Let's start with the basics. Why do SBC fodder rise or fall? That should be kind of logical, but they're going to rise when there's a good SBC that comes out. The biggest rise that's happened so far this year is actually this Fekir SBC, and we've talked about him a few times now, but he's got 19,000 upvotes on Footbin. He's a super duper good card. I enjoy using him still, even now like a week plus after he's come out. And he required quite a few for his SBC. He had a couple squads, and one was 86 rated squads. This requirement specifically made SBC fodder cards rise quite a bit during that time, and you can see he kind of had ebbs and flows in his price value, but now would be a lot lower just because SBC fodder is lower. He kept it up. Right when he expired, you could kind of start to see it coming down. SBC fodder increased a lot during that time. I'll show you guys a couple of examples. So here's Szczesny's daily graph here. It looks like now his lowest points are going to be about right where he is, in my opinion. He's 9.7k on PS and 10k on Xbox, and he's actually out of packs. This is something that's really interesting to me, and it's something I want to tell you guys. He's got an inform, so his gold card is out of packs, but he's actually not even up in price. He's actually down a little bit. If any kind of SBC comes out that requires like an 86 or 87 squad, I can tell you right now this Szczesny is going to increase like 3 to 4k for sure, because he's already been that price recently. He's already been 15 to 17k essentially on Xbox. Once Fekir expired, there's basically not a high enough squad rating needed to make him worthwhile. In these next coming days here before Wednesday, so today and Tuesday, look for an SBC that requires an 86 plus squad. If it does come, this card will increase in value for sure. Again, he's already been 15, and I know for a fact he's been 17k on Xbox. If you pick him up at 10 and something comes, you're going to make some decent profit on that for sure. And again, why did Szczesny increase in price? That Fekir squad, right? So right now he's not in use, and he's coming back down in price. We did get a lot of supply over the weekend. On Friday and Sunday in particular, EA hit us with a lot of supply. Yesterday they released a tradable SBC pack. I'm not sure if you guys have done it yet, or if you packed anything, let me know. But this high tension one actually gave a gold players pack tradable, which they typically don't do. Usually it's untradable. So they supplied the market heavily. They also did promo pack. His price is pretty low, and he's not even packable, but it brought down the entire fodder market essentially. Next SBC that's in demand that he's used in, he will easily go 12k plus in my opinion. You have to start to determine, and this will be more prevalent throughout the years, when SBC fodder is low enough to invest in and when it's too high. So if you're investing in him at 15 to 17k, it probably wasn't a very good idea. You could play the odds, right? SBC fodder is just based on supply and demand. If Fekir came out and you said, you know what, I think EA is going to release an icon SBC this week too, Szczesny could have gone even higher, okay? That's where it's kind of tricky to know, and it's kind of a little bit crazy, but you could have literally invested at him at 15k, and if more good SBCs came out, he could have gone to 20k plus, but you inherit more risk when you do that, right? Ideally, you want to invest in cards when they have next to no use. So right now is a great example of this. He hasn't been this price for like 2 weeks now. So to me, it makes it look really, really viable where it's like, okay, we can look for it. You can also rash invest, right? Where you see an SBC come out, you see an 86 or 87 squad, bang, you know what kind of cards are going to go up. You know kind of what prices they're going to go to, right? Szczesny probably 13 to 15K on Xbox, for example, and you're good to go. One thing I want you guys to note about Fodder, and I want you guys to know this because it's really important, Fodder is actually a lot better on Xbox. Sometimes it even dips lower than PS in price, but almost all the time it will raise higher. And I'm not sure these graphs will reflect it super duper well, but yeah, Szczesny only got to like 13K-ish, 14K on PS, but on Xbox, again, he peaked at 16 to 17K. I know for a fact he was selling there, so he's down a lot right now just because Fakir expired. Is it a bad idea to invest in him? Not at all. You're hoping something comes by Wednesday in particular for him. Another card that has this example, and just so you guys know, I'm going to be really transparent about this. I actually invested in Immobile, and I invested in his gold card because he's out of packs right now. He has this Road to the Knockouts card. If something comes that requires, again, an 86 plus squad, I could see him doing well. These Road to the Knockout cards are only in packs until Wednesday. A lot of people think it's Friday, but it is Wednesday. That's why we're looking at that short gap here these next few days for an SBC coming. And if it doesn't, I won't lose much coins or anything like that. But if it does come, I'll make a good amount. That's low risk, high reward investing. Now, those were kind of some live examples. I want to show you guys something I love doing here. You can go to the SBC tab on Footbin here and go to cheapest players by rating. This is super duper helpful. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys. That's what she said, right? Well, for you guys, maybe not. Anyway, there are some cards that are just completely dead in value right now. We are due a Team of the Week SBC too. I don't think that's going to have like a profound effect on the market just because the Team of the Weeks we've got actually recently have been super poor, and there are only probably like 5 to 10 cards that are super duper desirable. If you look at cards like 82 and 83 rated cards, they're pretty much no risk investments right now, right? They are pretty much discard for their rating. Even 84s, you could get these at like 1.3 to 1.4K, so they're a touch high because we do have the Politano SBC out and Bernardo Silva, but 82s and 83s in particular are worth investing, and they're just basically low risk, no risk essentially on them. And there are 2 ways to invest in SBC Fodder in my opinion. One is you can go nuts on it. So if you have like 3 million coins and you notice Fodder is really low, it's honestly not the worst idea to invest a lot into a few different cards. Obviously, you want them to be the same rating or same type of card. You can sell them all when an SBC comes out, but it's not a bad idea at all to go deep. Someone that puts in 3 million in SBC Fodder could come out with 4 or 5 million. So those are the type of huge investments to make to double your coins. I typically wouldn't invest in much SBC Fodder under like 500K just because you want it to be worthwhile. The other thing you can do is if you are under 500K, you can do a method called the club stock method. So what you do is you go look at these 82 rated players, 83 rated players, 85 rated players, etc., and you just put one in your club. And this takes up no transfer list space. And if you know you're buying on the lower side of things, you know you can sell on the higher side. So again, Galaxy, he hasn't been 3.4K. He's a little bit higher than that right now on Xbox, but it looks like his bottom price is like 3 to 3.4K. So if you're buying him in that range and you're trying to sell him upwards of 4.5K, you're making great ROI on that, great return on investment. You can put one of these cards in your club if you are on the lower budget side, or again, if you feel super duper confident, like you look at some of these 88s or 87s and you say, you know what, these have been 4K higher recently, I'm fine just investing on them and waiting. Like Ferrati was 16K, now he's 10K. It looks like a good point to invest in him is like 9 to 9.5, so getting him at 9.5K on Xbox is a good idea. And then just saying I'm willing to wait, right? That's what it is with SBC Fodder. If you're buying at a good time, you're going to make coins. It's just a matter of when. So you have to say, okay, I have enough coins now where I can wait a week, I can wait even 2 weeks, and sometimes it is that long. I wanted to show you guys one more thing, and one really cool way this has been seen recently, where you can see literally the effects of supply and demand, and it is that simple, and it's actually really nice to trade with them daily like this. Bernardo Silva came out, and he's a good SBC, he's really good value, he's probably the most popular right now, and he's got a requirement requiring 1 Road to the Knockout player, so it gave a lot of the Road to the Knockout cards some value, and what happened was, when that SBC requirement came out, the Road to the Knockout cards all shot up in price, and rightfully so. Yeah, it was Saturday, so you're seeing, like, I think it was even Friday, but Saturday too, you saw 28 to 35K pretty much on this Verissimo, which is crazy. And then what happened yesterday is he got hit with a ton of supply. So we got, as I mentioned earlier, we got all those promo packs, we got the tradable pack, and you saw his price absolutely crash pretty much in price, and he went from 35 to 26k. He's in packs right now, so he went down, down, down.
Oh, what a die.
And even at night, he was pretty easy to get at like 25 and under, just on bids or snipes. And what you're seeing now is supply is lessening, okay? We're moving away from a supply period, which is great for trading. So if you bought these during the heaviest of supply, right, which is the key with fodder, you're seeing now that he's climbing up in price. People finish weekend league, they're wanting to do Bernardo or Politano, and he's climbing in price. So if you were buying this card on bid, which was really attainable at 25, 26, you're already making 1.5k per card, which is amazing profit. And that is a short-term way to trade with SBC Fodder. It's not even necessarily a long hold. You can say, you know what, there's a lot of supply on these right now, and they're in-demand SBCs, so I'm going to buy them during the supply period, and then I am going to sell them when the supply lessens. And that's usually the premise of SBC Fodder, supply and demand, and you are seeing that here. And it did work again on PS, but the effects are a little bit more profound, I think, on Xbox. Again, you could get this Verissimo at like 23k PS. He's 26, 27k now. Fantastic showcase of supply and demand trading with fodder. If you guys want to fill up your club with 82 to 85s in rating right now as a club stock, that's okay. If you want to go deeper, we kind of talked about the risk it inherits, but SBC Fodder is really low right now. Even those high rated cards are not in use at all, so something to think about. I hope today taught you a lot about SBC Fodder trading and investing. Hopefully you learned something. If you guys are new here and you enjoyed today's video, feel free to subscribe. It really helps us, and make sure you guys turn on that bell for those of you that are here, because we're going to keep putting out videos that are kind of time sensitive, right, where I want you guys to see them when I put them out. That would be awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in today. See you next time. Peace.